Hi. Not sure if anybody's waiting, so I'm just going to give it some minutes. Hi, and welcome. It's another week. How fast does a week go? Hope you're having good weather where you are and you've had a good week. And tomorrow's Friday, and you know what comes next. It's Saturday and Sunday. It's the weekend. So, put that there. Make sure you can hear me. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about what it's like to be psychic. So tonight's going to be a big night. I'm going to give you an opportunity to get some pen and paper in case you want to take notes. There's going to be a lot of information tonight. So I'll just wait while you do that. Okay, so if you've got pen and paper, that's good. You might want to refer to it during the night when I tell you about the activities that I've got for you. Tonight, I'd like to dedicate to my mum, who always said that she had a magic eye. She always knew what us kids were doing, but also I'd like to dedicate it to her sister Henny, who is a gifted psychic in Holland. So my gift comes from my family. So welcome. Tonight we're going to have an in-depth look into the psychic world, give you some history, give you some tools for your psychic toolkit, your psychic toolbox, and some examples of what it's like for me. I'm going to combine them all into one, so there's going to be a lot of information. Just like to start off by saying, because these videos go into my new video library on my YouTube channel, I am working on about 50 to 60 videos. Some of them are 10 minutes long, some of them are 20 minutes long, some of them are 40 minutes long, but they'll all be titled so that you can choose, just like going to the library, what you'd actually like to learn about psychically or spiritually. That's exciting for me to do all those. I'm naturally gifted psychic. I've done over 5,000 readings. My first book, I like to always show my first book, is called Between Two Worlds. It's a book about, I'm an Australian psychic, so it's obviously written by me, and it's my story. It's about how I discovered my gift as a child, how I worked through it as an adult, and how I came to come to terms with it just a few years ago when I stood at the graveside of somebody who had actually come through in a psychic reading. So writing 2 more books at the moment. One's about children and one's about signs. Being psychic is Look, it's really hard to have written this procedure manual for you guys tonight. It's taken me quite a while, but I'm really happy with it. I like to take the mystery out of this, so that you can do this for yourself. Being psychic is a gift. Oh, no, hang on. Being a medium is probably the gift. I'm going to take my hands off the table so it doesn't wobble. So being psychic is something you can learn, and being a medium is something that is pretty much a gift that you are born with. Mediums think differently to your average bear, and I tell people that I'm not your average bear. One thing I am is passionate. So that is something I am. When you start learning to be psychic, how do I describe it? How do I put into words? It's hard for me because I do it all the time. But I guess the key that I've identified is that you've got to learn what is your thoughts, what is of you, and what's not of you. So, you might have thoughts, but it's different, and I'll talk you through that. Some people like to use a pendulum. It's my pendulum, and I'll show you an experiment later that you can do yourself with pendulums. Some people like to use cards, tarot cards, angel cards, to come to a higher place spiritually. Some people use a beautiful crystal ball. So crystal balls, you don't see anything in a crystal ball. They're really just there to focus. That's what they're there for. They just help you concentrate. So when you're doing your psychic work, it's really about focusing and clearing your mind. So that you can work out what's what. 85% of the thoughts that 85% of the thoughts that are in our heads are thoughts. The other 15%, I believe, my experience and the way I've taught other people, and they've experienced the same, the other 15% are we channel. We see psychic visions. We get glimpses of our future, and that's why when we get to that point in the future, it's deja vu. So it's about learning to control your mind, not letting your mind control you. All right. Being psychic is not of the mind, not really. In a way it is, because you're controlling your mind, but it's not. It's deeper than that. It's different to that. It's your sixth sense. So, I've talked about fives and sixes before and everything in between. So if you're a good 5 1/4 and above, you'll be able to become psychic. But why do you want to? That's something else you've got to ask yourself. Why do I want to be psychic? But I'll get to that too. Um, being psychic is a little bit like, have you ever driven down the road and you get someone and you go, oh my God, how did I get here? Were those lights red? Were those lights green? Oh my God. That autopilot, that's what it's like to be psychic. That's the zone you got to get in. Except don't do it while you're driving. Okay. One thing really, really important, and I'm going to teach you tonight. I've got lots of activities for you to do, so make sure you write them down as we go. One of the big things you've got to do is protection, gatekeepers. So I'm going to and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But a gatekeeper is somebody who will only let in what's for your highest good. Or if you end up doing readings for people, or even if you just do readings for your friends or whatever, a gatekeeper will let those that have passed over come through. Now, the only difference between us and those that have passed over is that we've still got a body. We're all energy. Okay, we're in the physical classroom. They're in the spiritual classroom, and you know what? They're busier than we are. Okay, we're only here to learn lessons. They are there to teach and help, heal and learn and organize the classrooms, the spiritual classrooms up there, and who does what. And it's kind of like bringing in all the guides and the souls, and organizing who's doing what lesson and everything. They're busier than we are, but they're not stressed. Yeah, children can be naturally gifted psychics and naturally gifted mediums. Who's that? Hello. Throughout history, culture and humankind. It's Trish. Oh, Trish, hello. I didn't recognize your surname, Dale. Thanks for being here. Okay. Throughout history, culture and history, humankind has had the common belief that although the physical body leaves us at the time of death, dying, don't like that word, but passing away, the soul or the spirit lives on. Most people only seem to live at a superficial level in this life, which is sad. And I guess they're the ones that I would call fives. Yeah, I'd call them fives. By developing your psychic sense, you open yourselves up to a whole new, beautiful way of living. Everything becomes sharper. Everything has more color. Everything is just more acute. You become aware of so much. It sounds weird, but you almost become aware of the trees breathing. It's just so acute and so sensitive is the word, I think. Maybe, I don't know if Trish just said that, but I just feel like somebody just said the word sensitive, and that's the word I need. Applying what I've got to teach you tonight will help you to read others like a book. Okay, that's why psychic readings are called readings, because, and I'll explain to you as we go tonight. But as messages come through, they come through in bits and pieces. We have to interpret the message. Doesn't come through. Sometimes they're really clear, especially if they're warnings, but it's just kind of, you get bits and pieces, and it's a bit like a jigsaw puzzle. And even if they don't mean anything to you, the messages, you must write. Just let me tell you, you write everything down. I've got boxes of books that I've written over the years, exercises of books. I'll never refer to them again, but write everything down, because it creates a paper trail. And you might forget to write down one little thing, and it might just be that corner of the puzzle that you need. Um, so, yeah. Have you ever heard of the word prana? Prana. It's an Eastern philosophical term to describe all in the universe, and that the universe is all energy. It's a life force. It's everywhere. It's in everything. We wouldn't be alive without it. We are all filled with this life force. We are all filled with this energy. So that's what connects all of us, whether we're together in this world or when loved ones pass to the next world. We are still connected by that energy. Like I keep saying, the only difference between us and them is the body. That really is all it is. It's a little bit like jumping into an Uber. You're only in that Uber for a little while. You're only in this body for a little while. It's a kind of the same thing, but it's hard for people to get their head around. But we're becoming more and more aware, so more and more people are learning stuff as well. Intuition is about being really intuitive, is pre-psychic. Trust it. Yeah, you've got it for a reason. That's why you've got it. So trust your intuition. I know a lot of you do. And you know that gut feel, and it's the gut feel that some people go the day after Melbourne Cup Day. They go, "No, I should have trusted. I knew what horse was going to win." Not quite the reason we use it, but you know that feeling. Um, it's about learning the difference about how a physical thought feels and how a psychic thought feels. They actually feel different. Tonight, I'm going to give you some tools for your toolbox on how to become psychic, and also how to become a medium or explore it. Um, Becoming a medium is a little bit like learning Japanese, Chinese, Malaysian, Indonesian, Filipino, all those languages all at once, because it's all open to interpretation. But I'll help you. I'm going to help you. It's so the main keys: focus, practice, write everything you get, uh, and giving messages, practicing with other people, trust. Psychic information is instant, right? Instant. If you ask me a question during a reading, the answer will come out probably before you've even finished asking me. If I look over there, I'm generally looking at my guides, and if I'm looking over there, it means I'm thinking. And if I'm thinking, that's not psychic, right? So psychic information is instant, and you will learn. It will come to you. Trust me. It's not really that hard. It's quite simple, really. Um, you'll come to learn that the messages don't belong to you. They don't mean anything to you, but they will to the other people. So that's why it's good to work with a partner, and I'll get you into that point. You've got to say what you feel without thinking. Don't think it. Don't overthink it, because then you're using your mind. Being psychic, what is it? How do we do it? It's like using ESP or extrasensory perception. Um, there's different ways of being psychic. You can see it. You can see things. You can see spirits. You can see the future. You can see the past. You can see what's good for people. You can see what's going on with people, and that's called clairvoyance. You can hear. You might hear messages, or even the thoughts. Like for me, when I do a psychic read, when I think in my voice. When I get psychic messages, I for me, it's my voice but different. So I've actually learnt the difference. You'll have to learn it for yourself. Sometimes, the voices that come through are in the male dominated voice, being from my team, and sometimes it can be like a soul that's come, or somebody that's come through from that's passed over. Then there's clairsentient, so you just sense things. It's when you know things. You just know, oh, look, I knew she was going to have a baby girl. I knew she was pregnant. I knew she was going to have a girl, those kinds of things. Yeah, you know, uh, there's so many times that all of us, especially us women, our intuition is so sharp. All you're doing is honing that intuition. Guys, good luck. It's going to take you a lot more work. Learning this psychic skill is a little bit about like going to the gym for your body. You have to go to the body, you have to keep doing your workouts all the time. Hi, Marina. Hi, hi, Marini. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful women, beautiful girls. You guys are. You are there, and I just said you guys are. That doesn't make sense if I just said you're beautiful women, but you know what I mean. So glad you're here. Thank you. I appreciate your support. Um, you're watching episode 2, all about being psychic and how to become psychic yourself. I hope you've all got pen and paper because I'm going to start doing some activities with you in a minute that you can write down as well. Okay, so this is number 2, and there's probably going to end up, I'm thinking close to 100 videos that I'm making for my library that you'll be able to access at any time. Some, only 10 minutes long, but might be just what you need on any given day. How often have you thought about somebody and then they've contacted you? And then you find out that it's something significant. You might be thinking, oh, I haven't heard from this person and this person. I wonder what they're up to. And suddenly they ring you and they tell you something's gone wrong. That's that connection. That's that prana that I was telling you about before, that we have that connection. These are spiritual connections, and they exist, like I said, physically and spiritually. Therefore, people connected by love, because really working on a psychic level, you've got to love someone. You've got to come from a place of love. There's no good sitting down to do a psychic reading for your friends or for yourself and be in a foul mood. You've got to come from a place of love, because that elevates your energy so that spirit can meet you. They don't want to come down if you're in a grubby mood, So make sure that you're feeling the love, because they are going to escalate that tenfold. You'll know you're getting psychic messages when you feel that spiritual connection and that love escalate like no love you've ever felt before. Some people will see, some will hear, and some will feel. Children can do all of it. Okay. You're going to need somebody to work with. A partner, somebody that you can do regularly, meet regularly. I'm sorry I'm not there. I'd love to run these classes, but maybe soon. Make sure you've got somebody there, because some of the messages that you might feel or get for other people can be intense. And before you give it to them, you need to go, hey, hey, Em, this is really hard. Look, I don't know whether I've got this message about such and such. Do you think I should give it to them? And you can talk about it, and you've got to, work through it. So support it. But also that, the activities I'm going to give you are best done with 2 people. Some of you may have already experienced psychic stuff, particularly if you're a 5.5 or a 6. It's normal. Use it. You just might need a little bit more training. I'm going to ask you some questions about being psychic, or people don't realize that these next things that I'm going to tell you are part of it, of being psychic. So have you ever, I have got notes, have you ever experienced things like temperature changes, like in your house, but you don't know why? There's no reason why. You've walked through a room and, oh gosh, it's really cold in here. I've had that in one house and it was not nice. Do you ever feel like you're being watched? Does your TV or your kettle go on by itself? Or music, the radio? Do you see, I tend to see lots of little dots, but when I go to look at them, they're gone. I know, but they've got a feeling. So I know it's them. Maybe you do too. You see things out the corner of your eye, but then you look and they're gone, like black shadows. What's that? You know, Animals love it. They can do it too. Smells. What's that smell? I actually get a lot of cigarette smoke smell. Don't like it much because I'm a non-smoker, but I get it a lot. And I wish that would go away. Do you feel compelled to draw or paint or write? You know, That's automatic. Maybe that's, that's they're doing that to you as well. Or yeah, you think of someone or a song, no, a song that's related to someone. And so you keep hearing the song over and over and over, and then you hear from the person. You might feel a touch, you know. You might hear your name audibly. Um, I actually heard mine yesterday for the first time in years. It's quite disconcerting, but it's also, oh, do it again, do it again. They never did it again. Um, have you had premonitions or warnings that have come true? They're always interesting as well. So these are the signs to show you that you can, or that you've got a platform to work from. Do you get bad feelings about people even when everybody else gets a good feeling about them? But you're the only one that, oh, there's something about that person. And they go, no, 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 that person's great. But and then that these people will show their true colors in time. Um, do you ever remember past lives? Some people do. Some people can go places and know their way around, even though they've never been there before. That's always interesting. Uh, have you seen a ghost? If you can see a ghost, that's pretty cool, as well. Um, just like we can all sing, we can all dance, and we can all draw to a degree. I can't very well. I still do stick figures. We can all do psychic stuff to a degree. But just like some of those people that sing, dancing, whatever, um, they're gifted. Some people are really excellent, and they're professionals. Being psychic, there are, we have different levels of what we can do as well, but we can all basically sing, draw, dance, and be psychic. So okay, here's your first activity. I want you to learn how to sense. I want you to learn how to know what's a psychic message and or a psychic thought, and what's a physical thought. Find some time for yourself in a quiet room. You know your phone's off. No one's going to disturb you. You're all alone and it's quiet. It can be daytime or nighttime. Sit with the door shut, sit in the middle of the room and just sit there. No expectations. There's no expectations around this one at all, or any of them. I just want you to sit. I want you to I want you to